This is Diane from Teach PreK. I'm going to show you some of my favorite math activities. I have math activities in my 5-day lesson plan. I broke those out into math and literacy centers. I also have differentiated centers for math and some story stretchers to go with books like Snowmen at Work, Snowmen at Night, The Snowy Day. So I will list those links below. My suggestion is if there's a certain activity that you like, go visit those links and look at the preview and make sure that the activity you're interested in is in that particular resource. I'm going to show you some of my favorite activities. I am excited. I'm going to show you my all-time favorite first because it involves counting and fine motor. Okay, so when I made this, I made these cute little mugs of hot cocoa. They're like 4 to a sheet. You cut along the dashed lines. You staple them to a paper sack, trim it down to that size. You use tongs. I have these cute tongs with mittens on them, but I also have just my regular tongs. And the object is to count snowballs, marshmallows into your hot cocoa. So this one has 4. So you would do 1, 2, 3, 4. But I have a hot cocoa stand dramatic play set that I love, and I just wanted to add something to it this year and make it special. So I ordered these little mugs from Oriental Trading, and I put numbers on them for this activity. So they're really cute. They've got the snowflakes. They come in 3 colors. This dark blue, white, and kind of a turquoise color. They all have the snowflakes on the back, but for the math activity, I just cut these little snowflakes out with numbers on them. All you need is a Sharpie, and you could draw the numbers on these cups or use a dry erase so you can erase them. But I'm going to show you with number 2, same thing. You've got your 2. You would put the little mugs out, give everybody some cotton balls. They put their marshmallows by counting into the hot cocoa cup. So you've got your fine motor going on. These are so easy. They're great for the 3-year-olds. These are a little bit harder. Got to really work to pick up those cotton balls. So you got your fine motor, your counting, and your numeral recognition in that activity. Another activity, and this is in my 5-day lesson plan, I include these in a lot of my lesson plans, is just numeral formation. You can put these in a dry erase pocket, and the kids start at green because green means go. I'm not watching what I'm doing. And you go down to red. So it's like, get to the snow fort. So snow fort's down there. Little girl's up there. So that's 1. Same thing, 2. These go all the way up to 10. And I've showed this hack before, but I'm going to show it again because it's my fave. I use Pom Poms to erase. I have a bunch of these giant Pom Poms. I don't know why. They were from a previous teacher, and I've been there 12 years, good God. I just use these for everything, dry erase. So that's that little activity that I really like. Another activity that's really fun is I have these clouds. Sorry, I have stuff everywhere, you guys. This is nuts. But I have these little clouds with numbers on them. And this is another good counting, numeral recognition, fine motor activities. So I've got these clouds. I will put these little math links on the clouds. And then I am going to count some snowflakes. So with this one, I need 4. So I've got 1, 2, and the cool thing about these snowflakes is they have got their own little holes punched into the bottom. And you just go until you have 4 snowflakes. Kids really like this activity. I've done this with raindrops and clouds for weather, or for, you get the idea. You go until you have 4, but this one has these cute snowflakes, and it's just a fun activity. So you got your fine motor, You've got your counting and your numeral recognition in one activity. In my Snowy Day close read, I've got this activity. I do a lot of where's the whatever, like where's the mouse, where's the Santa Claus, where's the kitten, where's the witch hat, whatever. So I've got these little snow angels from a snowy day. I would put these out in an array, and then I have got the little boy from the snowy day. I have 4 of these. So I would hide all 4 under some numbers. I would tell my kids who come to my center, okay, you're going to find, I think his name is Kevin, I think, in the snowy day. Like, you're going to find the little boy from the snowy day. I've got 4 of them hidden, but you cannot touch the snow angels. You just have to point to it and tell me the number. If you don't know the number, point really close. So let's say I've got this guy under 0. They say, I let that one 0. And I'd go, yeah, you got it. They would keep the little boy, and then we would go until all 4 kids at my center have found one of them. Then we do it again. I have them turn around and not look, and I put them under the numbers again. The numbers go up to 20. So you pick how difficult you want to make it. If you've been concentrating on 10 to 15, like I'm doing with my pre-K right now, I would use maybe, 5 through 15. But what the kids love to do is after they've had a couple of turns, they hide them for me. And I tell them, oh, I think it's under a number 10. I really try hard not to get it because I want them to hear those numbers over and over and over. So they love that activity. They think it's so fun. I do this little thing with them where I go, oh, no peeky, no peeky. No touchy, no peeky. And they absolutely think it's hilarious. I also have these little snowball fight mats. I use these with dice. We roll the dice, either 1 die or 2 dice, and then they have to put that many snowballs on their mat. I have got all different sizes of Pom Poms. I really like these mini ones because they take a lot of fine motor for them to pick them up and put them on their mat. So whatever they roll, that's how many snowballs they put on their snowball mat. You could also do this with Play-Doh. You could do it with Unifix Cubes. You could do it with buttons. I would only do it with white Unifix Cubes, white buttons, anything that looks kind of snowballish. You could cut a bunch of circles out with a punch. But that is a super fun counting activity. The smaller the thing is, or if you're using Play-Doh, like the smaller the Pom Pom is, the more fine motor you're going to get into. I have a set of count and clip cards with snowflakes. You count how many snowflakes you see. You've got 3 numbers to choose, and you clip it. I think my lesson plan, my 5-day lesson plan comes with snowmen, or maybe they come with these snowflakes. I'm not sure. Look at your preview for whichever one you want. I like to use the snowflakes. I think they're really cute. I have got another super fun activity. We're talking a lot about more and less also in my class and doing a lot of comparative math language. So I have a bunch of these little half mats, these little cards. And then I've got these little snowmen that you can put on a craft stick with a piece of tape. And what they do is all the kids have a little snowman. We flip out one of these little cards over and I'll read it. Which snowman has more snowballs? And they tap it. Of course, you can kind of see this one has more. So I make sure that we count together. We count this one has 5, this one has 10. You're right, that's great. Okay, let's do another one. Okay guys, you really got to listen. Which snowman has less snowballs? Well, this one's really obvious too. I mean, I've got one over here that has 6 and one has 2, so it has 2. So yeah, sometimes if you want to get really hard, I can say, oh, one has 6, one has 2. How many more does that one have? That can really throw some of them for a loop. But if you have kids that need a challenge, just another thing that you can do. So there's a bunch of cards. I think this one is in a differentiated center resource about comparing and more and less. I have a numerical order activity as well. Let me just make sure I have what I need here. I have a bunch of different cards where snowmen are missing. So this goes 1 through 4, but we're missing 2 of our snowmen. We are missing snowman 2 and snowman 3. This is my first version and the numbers are kind of small. I have since improved this, and the numbers are a little thicker and easier to read. So I've got a bunch of different options. This goes up to 12. So if your kids are starting to get into the teen numbers, this will take them at least to 12, and lots of different options. Some of the cards have just one snowman missing, some have two, some have three. So it can get really, really challenging for the kiddos. I have a little spin graph and count that I love. This goes with Snowmen at Work. It's with the Snowmen at Work story stretchers and activities. That's a fun resource. I'll have a link to it at the bottom. So if you want to read that book and really, really get into it and like use different elements of the story in your math centers, your literacy centers, it's a great resource to have. So what you would do is I've got these little clear spinners. I don't know if you can see this from Hand to Mind. They come in groups of 6 or packages of 6 on Amazon. I'll leave a link, but you spin. And I've got the mailman. I look down here. The mailman means a blue Unifix cube. So I will put it right here. You just keep playing and they keep adding Unifix cubes. You'll say like, oh my gosh, look, that one has the most. It's the farmer. He's got the most. Oh, the waiter doesn't have any. He's got the least. Oh, looks like you have 2 of them that have the same. You have a tie. So you're using some math language as you go. At the very end, you're going to count up what they have. And for the whole group, like if you have a group of 2, 3, or 4 kids, you can add up all of the doctors, the waiters, the farmers, the mailmen, the construction workers, or the reporters, and write with a dry erase marker how many that you have. And then use that math vocabulary again and do your comparing. Which one has the most? Which one has the least? Which ones have the same amount of spins there that you got? So that is a great way to introduce some graphing. But you've got graphing, you've got counting, you've got fine motor work by putting the Unifix cubes together. And then at the very end, when you write down how many, you have got some numeral identification. I have a whole group graphing game as well. And this is winter activities. What's your favorite winter activity? Is it sledding? Is it skiing? Is it snowboarding? Is it playing hockey? Is it having a snowball fight? Building a snowman, or ice skating? So what I'll do with these is I'll either get some chart paper or use my whiteboard, and I'll put these at the bottom. All the kids will get a sticky note with their name on it. And when I call them up, they put their sticky note above the activity that they like. And I've given them instructions ahead of time. So it's like, oh, somebody already has it above skating, put yours above theirs. Then when everyone's had a turn to pick their favorite winter activity, we'll do what we did with the spin graph and count. We count all of them. This is in my 5-day lesson plan. We count all of them and we use that comparing math language. Which one has the most? Which one has the least? Which ones are the same? Which doesn't have any? Which has 0 people that like that activity? So you're using a lot of that comparative math language. You can bring in more, you can bring in less, and just add that to the mix. So those are some of my favorite math activities. I will leave a ton of product links below to my resources. Please look at the preview to make sure that the activity that you want is in that particular resource. I will also leave links to any of the little things that we had to use to complete these activities below, and you can go to Amazon and find like the spinners or Unifix cubes, colored clothespins, or just whatever you might need to complete the activities. Those are just some of my activities. If you head over to my Teach PreK store, tons more. You're gonna love it. Check out the story stretchers. Just look under the category winter and everything's gonna be there for you. Okay, thanks so much for listening. I have a couple more math activities that I want to show you that I just kind of discovered as I was rifling through my stuff. I have got some shape puzzles. I didn't really have a lot of shape activities that I showed you, but for my winter unit, this isn't my 5-day lesson plan. The shapes I'm focusing on are rectangle, just your basics, circle, oval, and triangle. Then I have pictures of things, right? So this is a circle and an oval. And what I like about these is they're self-correcting. The circle snowflake will only fit with the circle pictures, right? Same with all of them. Triangle, square, rectangle. The oval snowflake will only fit with the oval pictures. So I've got the 5 basic shapes, and I think each shape has at least 4 pictures that go with it. So it's a really good shape review for the kids as they're just coming back from winter break. Another shape activity that I like is I like getting the kids to start to try to draw shapes. And circles are hard to draw, but I think they're easier than squares, rectangles, and triangles, frankly, for the kids. So I have this, I can draw shapes. Circles make a snowman. I can put this in a dry erase pouch, this color one, and they can trace the circles. And voila, they are done and no paper waste. Or you can make a copy of a black and white. These are in my 5-day lesson plan as well. And they can draw the shapes and they can color the snowman and take it home. And just really good circle practice. And the last thing I want to show you, in my 5-day lesson plan, this is written as mitten symmetry because it is my first step to teaching symmetry. I'm calling it matching mittens here. And I think I might change it in my lesson plan and update it. If you have my 5-day lesson plan, when I update it, you will get a notification. What I will do is include both mitten symmetry and matching mittens. So the kids will get this. And I live in Utah, it's freezing and we have snow. So a lot of the kids are wearing mittens and gloves, and of course they match. So the object of this exercise is to make matching mittens. And how I will show this in whole group is I'll say, look, I colored a mitten and it has rainbow stripes here on the bottom. It has a pink thumb and it has, sorry, I looked away, my fire was making a funny noise, a purple snowflake here, so one on top, one on the bottom, and a blue snowflake on the middle, and I need to make a match. So what I did was I colored the other mitten exactly the same. Look, it's got rainbow down at the bottom. This has rainbow, pink thumb, and same position of the snowflakes. So then when they come to my center, they get this, and they just color one mitten first, or they can like make snowflake as they go. But it's really fun to see what the kids do. One thing you can do with these, if you don't want to leave it on a whole sheet, we can cut the mittens out, put a little hole in them, and tie them with strings. And then you can like hang them up with little clothespins if you have a line that you can hang them up, or hang them up on your wall or something like that. But they're super cute. Kids love this activity. Sorry I didn't remember this in the first part.